Everybody knows that we can easily make sanitizing wipes with items commonly found in our homes. But are you making wipes that are actually killing germs and are practical to use? Well, we're going to go over all the important details in this video right now. Hi, and welcome to Problem Solver. If you run out of antibacterial sanitizing wipes and you are having a hard time finding them in stores, or you just don't want to go out shopping, I'm going to show you how to make your own effective sanitizing wipes with 3 simple and common ingredients you'll find in your own home. But before we get into that, I do want to caution you on the other numerous recipes you probably run across on YouTube or the internet. And the reason why is some of these solutions may not be effective and therefore leaving you vulnerable to infection. I also want to go over what the scientific community deems is an effective solution for sanitizing wipes so that they can effectively kill bacteria and other pathogens. I also am going to give you some alternatives in case you don't have all the ingredients in your home so that you can still make your own effective sanitizing wipes. And last of all, we'll conclude with how to effectively use the wipes you just made. So what does the scientific community and the officials in the government think would be an effective solution for killing pathogens? Well, the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, states that there are 2 ways to make an effective solution. The first is to use alcohol. Not this alcohol, but isopropyl or rubbing alcohol. And what they state is that the final solution you make should contain no less than 70% alcohol overall to be effective at killing pathogens. The other way is to use bleach. Now, they recommend that if you use a bleach solution, you need to make 1/3 to 1/2 cup of bleach into 1 gallon of water. And the reason why there's a variation is because some bleach solutions are not as strong as others. So to play it safe, we'll be using 1/2 cup to 1 gallon of water. You also want to check out the EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency's list of approved disinfectants to use to destroy pathogens. What I'll do is I'll link below in the description the CDC and EPA recommendations. Now, what makes this recipe so different and much more effective and practical than the other recipes you found on the internet or on YouTube? Well, I'm going to describe how to make it and you'll see why it's more effective. Now, the 3 ingredients you'll need first of all are water, bleach, and a medium to put this on, the wipes, meaning a towel. Now, a lot of other recipes suggest using paper towels. I'm going to suggest you use a shop towel. And the reason why is paper towels, once you have them sitting in the solution for a while, get weak. But a shop towel is more of a fiber, just like similar to the actual sanitizing wipes we have here. If you take a look and you see, for example, these are almost fibrous and very, very effective at standing up to moisture, as you can see right there. Now, these ones have already been sitting in solution, water and Clorox. And what I want to do is I want to show you the paper towel versus the shop towel. And as you see, it's very easily torn. And when you are scrubbing surfaces, it's not going to stand up very well. But the shop towel is very similar to the actual wipes you'll see that you find commercially, in that they're made out of fiber as well. In fact, I can't even tear this. There you go. These will stand up much more to scrubbing and cleaning. Now, the only difference is that it's a little bit more difficult to find, but you'll have them in auto parts stores and supply stores, and you should always keep some handy in your garage anyway. They're very durable. The other disadvantage though is that they're a little bit more expensive. This one is $5 per roll. But trust me, it is much more effective. They won't dissolve in the water solution with the bleach over a period of time, and you can scrub a lot more and harder. Okay, so let's get rid of this mess and get into the actual recipe. We're going to use 1 cup of water to 1 tablespoon of bleach. That's the equivalent to 1 gallon of water to half a cup of bleach. We also need to get a container to use to put our paper towels or, ideally, shop towels in. I'm going to use a baby wipe container, and the reason why is because when you pull it out, it's moist. It'll strain out the actual fiber, and it won't be all dripping wet on you. An important note is that if you use something like this, you want to clearly label it as something that is not a baby wipe. These chemicals are too harsh for a baby compared to a regular baby wipe. Okay. Alright, so here's 1 tablespoon. Thoroughly mix. Oops. And we'll get shop towels. Now what you can do is you can either cut them down to size, or you can put them full-blown into the solution and stack them up, rip them one at a time. The other thing you can do is you can also actually cut the whole tube in half, put it into a circular container, pull out the middle of the tube, and it's almost like those Clorox wipes you see where you can pull from the center. Either one works. Now, if you don't have bleach handy, or you don't want to use bleach for some reason because of the smell or what have you, you can still use the other CDC recommended alternative of using isopropyl alcohol. Again, the key is to make sure the final solution is 70%. So there's one of 2 ways you can do this. You can find 70% isopropyl alcohol, which is what I have here, and just pour it in directly into the container, soaking the shop towels or paper towels, and using it that way. The problem with that is that alcohol in general evaporates really quickly, so it doesn't sit on the surface and has a chance to disinfect fully, whereas bleach will do that. It will evaporate as fast, and it has time to effectively kill the pathogens. The workaround to that is putting alcohol and another solution that doesn't evaporate as quickly, such as aloe vera gel. But again, you want to be cautious, because if you mix this with aloe vera and put it in the solution, it no longer is above 70% and therefore not effective. So what you have to do then is find higher percentage isopropyl alcohol, such as 95%, mix it so that the final solution doesn't get below 70%, and then you have your effective solution. And it won't evaporate as fast because the aloe vera gel will keep it from directly evaporating. So now that you've made your wipes, what's the best way to properly use wipes? Whether it be the ones you made or a store-bought wipe, there's still some common guidelines that you should use and follow to make sure that you effectively do kill the pathogens when you are cleaning. So what's the best thing to do? What you want to do is take your wipe, and when you do clean a surface, such as this table, you notice that it's still wet, and it bugs some people, and they end up following up with just drying it out. You don't want to do that because it doesn't give the bleach solution a chance to kill all the pathogens. Some pathogens can stay on the surface and are very strong and repellent and can still stay alive for 30 seconds to a minute. What the CDC recommends is when you clean, just let it air dry on its own after a few minutes. Give it 5-10 minutes. If it's still wet, then you can wipe it down, and it would effectively have killed most of the pathogens, if not all of them. You also want to make sure you throw it away. Don't reuse it again, even though some of these shop towels can withstand 5 or 6 uses. You want to use it once and throw it away. If you're using cloth towels instead, and you can still do that with this solution, you want to make sure you use it once and launder it every time. If you have your own techniques or favorite recipes on how to clean and effectively kill pathogens, I'd love to hear them. Please comment in the section below. And if you found this helpful or informative, I'd love a thumbs up. And if you can even subscribe to this channel, that'd be great. So that way you can find out more about common household solutions on everyday problems. Thanks for watching.